No head chop today. No head chop today. I better make sure. Like, Jesus, it's just unreal. I wouldn't realise how hard it is to get my fat head in the shot. So, today I'm going to try and do a couple of videos, but what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how, for all those people what got Sportsters, how to give them the oil change, because it's just something I feel I need to do, because either people aren't doing oil changes or they're doing it incorrectly. So anyway, let's have a look at what we're on. So what we're doing today is this 2001 Sportster. It's in relatively good nick. The problem is I'll put you back in the holder. The problem is with this bike. The problem is with this bike, like a lot of bikes. The problem is with this bike, like a lot of these Harleys, is that they're a wet sump engine, and they just, like some of the later model Harleys, they're putting bungs in the bottom of the engine so you can drain them. But this particular model, and I think the first Harley what I had was the same bike, but it was a I think it was an 86. I think it was 86. Or was it? Yeah. Anyway, long time ago. But basically, they've not changed a lot, and small things over the years. I haven't had a close look at the latest ones, but basically, you've got a guts full of oil, right? And just make sure I'm in the shot. So let us be clear. We have the oil reservoir, and we have the engine, and you have the oil filter up the front. And what I think's been happening is most people, they just drain the oil tank, take the oil filter off, put the new filter on, and that's it. Start the bike up. But what they don't realise, and some of the bike shops are doing this, I'm sure too, is that the engine itself has, a good litre of oil in there all the time. Like something like that. Okay, and so what happens is you've got all this nice new oil in the tank, you start the bike up, and the first thing that it does is pump all this old crappy oil back into the tank, and it mixes with the new oil, and you might as well have not done the oil change at all, because basically in 1,000 Ks it's going to be back to what it was before you even started. So it's absolutely critical that you do the right procedure for your motorcycle. Now, some of the late model ones, I've done videos in the past where I've showed you, like you sit the bike perfectly level like this one is, with the frame flat, and you just put a litre in it, run it for a couple of minutes, drain it, put another litre in it, run it for a couple of minutes, and drain it again, because on some of the later models, it's a lot harder to do a flush, right? And what we're going to do today, I'm going to show you how to do a running flush on this engine, okay? And let's get into it. So, I might have to turn the lights on. The sun's up this morning, but I don't think it normally fights me. So we've got, you can see I've taken the guard off the drive belt here, and then to get that belt off, you see I've removed the sorted out the the bolt out of the shock, and like I've said many times, the bike will stand on one shock here, okay? And then that's allowed me access to this pipe here, right? And this is the return pipe for the engine. Now you might think that the oil would run out, but it doesn't, because the return pipe goes up into the, I haven't got my torch, but basically the return pipe goes up into the tank so the oil can't run out. So I've put a litre of oil in here, and I've got a litre in the jug in case we need it. And then what I've done here is I've put a adapter in here into the outlet pipe, and then that'll come down and then just drop into this dish, you see? And this is the pipe we're going to watch, right? And we let the oil come out of there, and we keep an eye on it until that oil starts running clean, right? When that oil starts running clean, we know we've got all the old oil out, okay? And once that oil there runs clean, that's when we change the oil filter. So let's get into it. Hopefully it won't be, I don't think it's be too noisy, this thing. Kick it in the truck, guts, Trev. Oh, where is it? some dirty shit in there, boy. And that oil is 100% on what it was. Now, you might think this is no, but these brakes fixed. Just let me bring this thing up. I'm just about breaking my neck. You might think this is a very expensive way to do it, and it probably is, but the point being is that unless you're doing this, your bike's just going to fill up with all this crap. You've got to flush it out. So what I'm going to do now, what I would do it like this oil coming out of this thing now is like 100% cleaner on what it was. So what I'll do now is I'll change the oil filter, put the new oil filter on it, I'll put another litre in there, run it for a couple of minutes, and that'll be it. Okay. Now, what I normally do is just I get some cheap 2050 weight oil. It's what we put into them here. And I told the customer to go and get some cheap 4 litres of 2050 oil, and that's the oil what's coming out of this bike now is amazing. Like when I started, it was just like sludge. Like it's no wonder the engine isn't blowing up already. But and then it's a simple case of we just put the return line back on, obviously, and do it up and top the tank up, and Bob's your uncle and Nellie's your aunt. All right, hope this is helpful and have a good one.